Hey, good morning. So this weekend in Iran, they elected a new president. His name is President Raisi, a man who not only is a hardliner in his hate towards Israel, the Jewish people, and calling for the annihilation of the state of Israel, but he's also a mass murderer of his own people, accused as a judiciary of sending thousands of prisoners to execution just because they didn't agree with the Ayatollahs. Yet America has made it clear that it will continue with its negotiations to go back into the nuclear Iran deal. And some people say, why not? Listen, Rabbi, isn't it better to at least negotiate and instead of fighting and come to some sort of agreement where we can live and watch them yet not have to fight them? And I was thinking about something interesting in this Torah portion. In this week's Torah portion, Bilaam, the prophet of the Gentiles, comes to God. The people of Balak, the king of Moab, is worried about the Jews, and he sends his messengers to tell, hey, Bilaam, let's go curse the Jews. And Bilaam says, listen, stay over the night, and let me see what God says. And God says, you will not go with them, you won't curse the Jews. He tells them, I can't go. So Balak, understanding Bilaam, says, listen, he probably wants to get something from it. So he sends a very distinguished group of representatives to come back and to try to convince him a second time. So he tells them again to wait over the night and let me hear what God says. And God tells them, listen, if they came to call you and you want to go, go. But only what I say you will say. So the question is, what's going on here? Why the first time does God tell him, no, you can't go? And the second time God tells him, yes, you can go. What changed from the first time to the other time? So in the little nuances you see what the commentaries say, Rashi says something very simple. That the first time they just came and said, hey, come curse the Jews. It's a crisis for humanity. They're going to conquer everyone. They're going to go to the land of Israel. Come curse them. The second time, they offered him money. They said, hey, we'll give you gold and silver. We'll make you wealthy. So God says, aha, if they're coming the second time to give you money, then fine, go. I'm not going to tell you not to go, but you will only say what I say. The question is, I don't understand. What's God? God suddenly became Bilam's agent. He says, if it's pro bono, you can't do it. But if they're paying you a certain amount per hour and it's over minimum wage and you're going to make a lot of money, then you could go. What's going on here? And the answer is a very simple one. There's two kinds of enemies of the Jewish people. There's two kinds of hate. One is a rational one. Listen, you know why I'm going to curse the Jews? Because someone's going to pay me. It's a money issue. Give him a little more money, he won't go. He doesn't mean it. He's not idealistic. It's just a matter of what benefits him. And then there's the type of hate that's irrational, that's idealistic. I hate you, even if it's going to hurt me, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's going to hurt the people I represent, even if it's going to punish me, I hate you and I will not give up. Says God, listen, when it comes to a guy who's dealing with irrational hate, I'm not worried. He says one thing, tomorrow he'll say something else. For the right price, we could get him to move. For money, he'll sell himself the other way. His words are hollow. They don't mean anything. As the proof is, at the end, Bilaam ends up blessing the Jewish people. But if the hate is irrational, if there's no benefit, I'm just doing it because I hate the people, and this is my idealism, then it's super dangerous because you can never be appeased. It's an irrational, idealistic hate for no reason, and no appeasement will help. Throughout the ages and history, we've had two types of enemies. Those enemies who are jealous of our money, they want our money, they want to be more successful. And then there's people that hate us just because. Look at every time when we made the Oslo Accords, they started murdering us with suicide bombers. When we gave up Gaza, they shot rockets. When we moved out of Lebanon, they fought us. At it every time. Because when the hate is irrational, then whatever you do will never suffice. And that's the problem with appeasing Iran and making a deal with people who call openly for the annihilation of the Jewish people in Israel. They don't have a benefit for it. Imagine the benefit if they stop building nuclear weapons, if they stop calling for the killing and the eradication of the entire Jewish Israel nation, then they would have more business, they would be able to sell their oil, they would have more trade. Iran could be a wealthy country. Yet their idealism and their irrational hate is so dangerous that no matter what, they want to hate the Jewish people. So that's why it's so dangerous. We have to learn from what God said to Bilaam. When it comes to such hate, you don't appease them. You don't give them some sort of agreement so they should have more money to be able to fight the Jewish people. May Hashem bless us that America will come to its senses, but if it doesn't, Israel always has to reserve the right to protect itself and to be aware of such enemies that want to annihilate us, and their hate is irrational. God bless you. Have a good day.